Welcome to the first part of a new series called ISEs in Industry, brought to you by the Young Alumni Advisory Board of the ISE Department at the University of Florida. My name is Vittetoe, and I graduated in May 2012 with an ISE degree. I currently work for Herren Associates, which is a consulting firm that consults for DoD and federal clients. Management consulting in the federal sector is really not all that different than management consulting in the private sector. You're solving problems, providing expertise, or delivering analysis or data to aid decision making. Some of the ways though that it is different is that in the public sector everything is far more bureaucratic and complicated than the private sector, and far more resilient to change as well. On top of that, the dollar values are just insane. You measure things in millions and billions of dollars. There really are very few things out there that you can purchase that are more expensive than buying an aircraft or a ship. Perhaps buying a small company would be comparable. And when you start talking about such large dollar values, suddenly the power of the purse, Congress has to be involved, and Congress makes everything way more difficult. There are really two types of consultants in this field. One, there's issue-based consultants, which are consultants that are brought on to solve a particular problem for their client. These are normally short assignments, 3 to 6 months, and they're coming in as a outside third party who is there to help them understand their problem and solve it. The second type, which I really think are very popular in the public sector and almost a little bit unique to the public sector, are called support consultants. And basically what this is for some reason a government organization or agency is not capable of accomplishing their federally mandated mission. And that could be for a variety of reasons. It could be their short staff, their staff are not properly trained or experienced. The problem has changed, or the nature of the problem, or they have some new requirement that they don't know how to handle. So what they do is they get support consultants who will augment their staff, work alongside them, help shoulder some of that burden, and help them accomplish their mission. And these assignments are normally much longer, ranging from 9 months to several years. Services that federal consultants provide, I think, fall really into 4 categories. One, you have IT consulting, which is very self-explanatory. It's helping them with their IT systems and infrastructure. 2, you have acquisition advising, which is sort of a catch-all for any kind of consulting related to the business side of acquiring weapons and systems for the DoD. And that could be things such as supporting contracts, supporting negotiations. It could be helping them with defining requirements, with executing budget, financial planning, or even program management. And it also includes some technical management as well, such as systems engineering, configuration management, and test engineering. The next category is called process improvement. Process improvement is essentially where federal consultants come in to help the government do more with less, or do more faster, or accomplish their mission to a higher standard. And the final category, which is the area of services that I provide to my clients, is called program and cost analysis. And what this essentially is just providing analysis or data to help support decision making in the federal government. So what I do in my job is I develop what are called program lifecycle cost estimates for my clients. And what these are is essentially I'm just looking at how much is something going to cost over its lifespan, from cradle to the grave. Which is really not as simple as just looking at receipts or looking at a catalog or calling up and getting a vendor quote. A lot of times when you're dealing with DoD products, you're dealing with something that's never been built before or designed before. Something that's used by normally maybe just one customer. There might be some foreign military that agree to help buy it with the U.S., but normally it's just one client, the U.S. government. So how do you predict what the cost in production of a product that's never been designed before, that's never been used before? So these are the kinds of things that I help understand and provide the analysis for to my clients. And really the skills that are used are really not so much finance or accounting or even cost engineering. It's really more, how much do you know about a product's life cycle? How much do you know about how the capability is decided by the marketing team or the Joint Chiefs of Staff or whoever it is it's for? How do the engineers then design to requirements? How are prototypes built? How are they tested? How is it transitioned to production then? Who develops the tooling? How much does it cost to set up a facility layout? And developing the production processes themselves. And then when you talk about the actual production of the product, what's fixed cost, what's variable cost, how much learning can you expect from the labor, how much can you expect out of economic order of quantity, and you have to examine their whole supply chain network as well when you're trying to predict what their costs are going to be. And then even after it's been constructed and is out, servicing with the warfighter, what do you have to expect from reliability and maintenance, and ultimately how are you going to dispose of it? In particular, if it's a munition, you have to factor in the cost for safely of disposing of that item. So these are the kinds of things that I analyze to then develop a program lifecycle cost estimate that is then given to the government to support them in negotiations with their integrator or contractors, such as Lockheed, Raytheon, BAE, EADS, Northrop, Boeing, etc., etc. Once they have this product that's ground in analysis and actual data, the government can then know more, how much should they expect to pay for a certain product, when are they overpaying their contractor, and what is reasonable the contractor to expect. Well, thank you for watching, and go Gators!